conference that should have been attended by your predecessor who left office and now it's your turn to attend. It's not whether a house comes with your office. It's not how many offices you have, how many stewards you have. It is not whether you're going to be given VIP access at the airport. The first thing you must ask for is wisdom. Why? Because except, ladies and gentlemen, and really I say that advisedly, except in a monocultural system. What I mean by monocultural system is like you are leading a people who are all the same. For example, let's say you are leading all Mandinkas, you are leading all French speakers, you are leading everybody in your group is 18, 18, 18. They were all born the same year. Then maybe. But if you are leading a multicultural, multi-ethnic, diverse, intertribal, across color barriers, religious persuasions, some people are poor, some are rich, some are smart, some are not smart, some are in jail, some are in hospitals, some are walking on their feet, some go to nightclubs, some drink, some are religious. If you're dealing with different constituencies, then the ability to synergize them all. And let me use our nation, because our national anthem has this phrase, for the common good. Your ability, my ability, anybody in leadership's ability to synergize them all for the common good, so it becomes a win-win situation for everybody across the board, irrespective of what they feel religiously, politically, academically, those who go to school, those who are beggars, those who are, blind, those, whatever. The ability to synergize them calls for wisdom. Because ordinarily, no one man, woman has enough power, mental ability to galvanize and drive people in a forward, positive, upward, empowering, expansioning, prosperous, economically advancing dimension. No one person has that. As a matter of fact, it even goes, there's a statement that says diversity is the spice of life. So sometimes when it's monolithic, it's interesting. I usually crack a joke when I'm talking to pastors in particular. And most people, particularly in our country, our type of churches, you call them born-again churches. So people talk about the born-again churches. But by and large, they are like Pentecostal or charismatic or what you might want to call New Testament churches. Not to say others are not, but basically that's how they're called. And I usually try to tell people that those are some of the most difficult churches to pastor. Why? Because none of us has original, in the real sense of original, as if, except the children that were born in the church. But most people either came in from another church, from another country, and they came in with their ideas. The Anglican came, the Baptist came, the Roman Catholic came, the Lutheran came, the Pentecostal came, somebody came from Islam, somebody came from Buddhism, somebody was a gay, somebody has a broken marriage, somebody is divorced, somebody is a single parent, somebody, has low self-esteem. People come with all kinds, and they come together to sit under this pastor who is supposed to guide them all with their different views and opinions on how it should be done. Now, if you go to chances like when you go to other churches, let me talk a little bit about churches. I mean, you'll understand the Anglican order of service. You understand the Roman Catholic Missal. You understand the Mass, how it goes. Chances are you even understand the Methodist, being a former Methodist myself and still a Methodist, by the way. You can understand when the service starts, when the wicked man turns away from his wickedness, or the introit, as we call it, or the Anglicans say the gradual, Jesus stand amongst us in his risen power. So everybody understands. Some people can even recite it by heart. They know that after this, the organ is going to play something, and the priest would say, I believe in one God, and everybody knows what to do. But when people come together differently, this one is bringing their own tradition, this one is bringing their own way, this one is bringing what they thought, this one was pastored that way, this one used to sing that way, this one's church played organ, this one's church plays drums, this one claps, this one's tie a scarf, this one's don't wear trousers, this one's the women sit here, this one's the men sit there. When you bring them all together, ladies and gentlemen, you need wisdom in every form of leadership to move a people. And let me say this, they are not intransigent, rebellious, always opposing people. They're just people that have come with a different method. And people carry their methodology with them. When you go to Europe and you go to a typical African house, you can understand it. Maybe the house is built in Europe, in America, in England, wherever. It has 3 bedrooms, but there are 9 people living there, at least. You know, some are squeezing room with the children, some are sleeping on the sofa, and you know, in the African system we understand it. So when you also land in JFK or Heathrow or Baltimore or Gatwick or wherever, you know, you go with your case, you say, boy, you know, you just look for a corner where to put your things, bath, leave your sponge, wash your underwear, and you move out, and everybody is hustling, taking things from the fridge, putting things, and we understand it is community. When it's time to eat the benachin, we bring it down, we touch door, because we understand that. But in other places, it's not like that. So people come with their mindset, the person that has been disappointed, the one who was duped, even the crook comes. It's like the dubious joy we as pastors have at the end of the calendar year, the 31st December, what we call the watch night service or the crossover. It's interesting. I am fond of saying in Abiding Word, see you next year, this time, same place. Because these are people you only see on the 31st of December, quarter to midnight. They are coming from all kinds of places. They want to be in the house of God. They want to be in a church to be prayed for. And depending on how the prayer is done in some of our churches, people come to the front and they are prayed for. We place our hands on them. And the pastors can tell you there is all types and shades of alcoholic smell, cigarette, all kinds, because the people are coming from everywhere. But you have to absorb them. So if you deal with them by your own prejudices, by your own, only your own way of doing things, chances are there's going to be a fallout. So here was Solomon. He knew that he now is king, but Adonijah is there. Those who supported Adonijah are there. The opposition people are there. His own other brothers are there. Other people are there. And ladies and gentlemen, one of the great things about, one of the great challenges about leadership, it takes me back to a book I read once when I was flying somewhere in North America, and this gentleman wrote a book and he was describing 2 sets of people. He said he has one set of people in his life called his enemies. And he said he understands them because when he sees them, he knows they are not for him, they are against him, they are adversarial to him. So he's able to level out with them. Then he wrote in the book, he said, the problem he has is not with his enemies, but with his frenemies. So he coined a phrase between friends and enemies. He dropped the NDS and he joined them and he said his frenemies. Those are the people who say, we are with you, I am with you, I support you, I'll be there. Ah, you are my friend, we are from the same country, my cousin, we went to school together. But they are undermining you. They are actively working against you. He called them his frenemies. And he said it's difficult to note them because they come as friends. They hug you, they kiss you, they give you a high five. But behind you, they are tearing you down. Yet in leadership, you deal with them all together. And as the Bible puts it, there's a book in the Bible in 1 Timothy chapter 2 from verse 26. It says that in leadership we must not be quarrelsome, but we must so open our heart in such a way that even those who oppose us, just by how we carry ourselves, they can come to the realization of the fact that maybe Satan has held them captive to do his will. So these are major challenges in leadership. So in any form of leadership, ask for wisdom. I'm not talking about street wisdom. I'm not talking about Gambian wisdom. Ladies and gentlemen, if earthly wisdom was the ultimate wisdom, we will have no problem in this world. Every problem would be solved. But look at how many peacekeeping missions there are in the world. Look at how many times people are counseling and trying to bring people together to speak peace, to talk and talk. Because the wisdom we need to solve problems has to come from above, from on high, from God. And God gives it to us when we ask him, and when we ask him in sincerity and in truth. Because what you don't know, you don't know. And when you don't know, you can be groping in the dark.